Well, you saw the title. We know why we're here. I'm here to make an 8-minute video, and you're here to shout at me in the comments about how stupid I am, or even questioning this. But I feel like the answer is pretty important. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe, guys, and let's get right into it. Obviously, I want a Breath of Fire reboot or remake. We've covered this already on my channel. Honestly, I don't even care if it's bad, quote unquote, but I just want to see some imprint from the franchise on modern audiences and more accessibility for the legacy content of the series. If there was never any remake or reboot, then I could nostalgically remember the past and sip on my boomer grade copium and that life was better back in the day. Even though, technically speaking, the first two games are rough to get through. The comments on my last video kept making me think, is there some Breath of Fire news that I haven't heard about? Is there something I'm missing? So I've been looking up a lot of Breath of Fire news lately, trying to get a handle on exactly what's going on with the IP and how Capcom's handling it, which led to some interesting small revelations. For one, they've made the first Breath of Fire playable on a website called Capcom for free. So there is, or was at least, a way to play the game without paying another company other than Capcom. So yeah, let's go on my little journey to discover that for a moment. Alright, we're about to see if this website and this game even actually exists. 40th anniversary website, Capcom Town, with 3 more playable games. Capcom Town? Capcom Town, okay. I will only allow whatever, Capcom, fine. Sell my information, Capcom. So if that includes sound, sure. So this feels like Neopets. This is a big, like, old school Neopet vibes for me. Super election results are in, view results. Oh, okay, so I did see Breath of Fire did win one of these super elections at one point. Oh, May Cry 5. Alright, sure. No! Captown! Retro games. Cap games. English, please. So we got Street Fighter Alpha 2. Okay, so they are still banking on that. Street Fighter 2. Street Fighter 2. Final Fight. Final Fight 2. There are no SNES. Breath of Fire. Dude, Breath of Fire is not... Did I misread the article? Will it eventually be playable? This was posted like a long time ago. So, they've taken it down since then. Breath of Fire in particular is quite notable. Wait, let's start over. Titles have joined the lineup in other playable SNES games such as Street Fighter 2, Mega Man 2, Mega Man X, Final Fight. A couple of those are on there. None of the Mega Mans, none of the Breath of Fires. Was it a timed release or something? Yeah, it's all just the same game. And this is, again, this is what I'm talking about. Look at this. This perfectly illustrates my point in my last video. Like, what's available? Street Fighter 0, Street Fighter Alpha in Japanese and English. Final Fight in Japanese and English. Final Fight 2 in Japanese and English. Like, come on, guys. Street Fighter 2 in Japanese and English. Street Fighter The New Challenge. Like, it's just this one game. What does the rest of the article have to say? You led me astray, or I just didn't get here in time, which is kind of messed up, right? Aren't exactly a recommended way to play the experience, but it's a way to play the experience. Though it's a collectively neat series. It's also worth noting that every playable title has selected Japanese and English versions. That is pretty cool if I wanted to play 2 games. Breath of Fire is quite notable in that the IP has been untapped in the past several years. So while the potential for a new entry or genuine revival remains far-fetched, it's nice to see that Capcom still remembers the beloved IP. Except they took it away again. Breath of Fire is a JRPG series that, Breath of Fire 6 being Japan exclusive for PC and mobile devices. So there is probably a version of it that I could get and play, right? If it was on PC, surely there was an English patch at some point. It literally tells you that you can go to the game corner to play Breath of Fire here. So that was a bust, but in addition to this, they've expressed interest in reviving some dormant IPs. No doubt that the Resident Evil well is beginning to dry up. This was apparently announced with the Okami sequel and the Onimusha sequel remake. I'm unsure about that, but I'm sure the comments will correct me. So there's a faint glimmer of hope that they at least remember Breath of Fire and that they want to revive dead IPs. Those two things are technically true. Great. But where exactly does this leave us in the end? I don't know. I have a little video here that I'm hoping could illuminate some things. I won't be showing the video, but I will link it in the description. It's from David Inc. RPG, I think is how you say it. And yeah, we're gonna hop right into that. So this is a good point. They specifically say focusing on reactivating dormant IPs that haven't had a new launch title recently. That could mean fucking anything, though. But this does mark a significant shift in focus from milking Resident Evil, Monster Hunter, and Street Fighter. The Monster Hunter is another thing, and nobody brought up, like, only but one person brought up Monster Hunter in my comments last time. Monster Hunter is their current cow, okay? That's what they're gonna milk until that dies, too. Like, Street Fighter is still slightly out, Resident Evil is more relevant, but Monster Hunter is their current cow that they're milking. That well will dry up next, and then those fans will be so inundated with Monster Hunter games. Oh man. They mention high efficiency. Okami and Onimusha aligns with their goal to deliver high efficiency and high quality titles. Now, while you could argue that Breath of Fire 1 and 2 are not necessarily high quality titles, it would in effect be highly efficient for them to have a basic emulator that they sell on Steam, like Sega Mega Drive or any of the other remakes that they've made, the re-releases, the Mega Man, the Okami. It had to be harder to get Okami running on a PC consistently than it was to get Breath of Fire going, my guy. If they want high efficiency, you talk about what Nintendo is doing, where they just re-release old-ass games for money again, and you just make money off nostalgia. What could possibly be more high efficiency? And I guess that's not high quality, but Breath of Fire 3 and 4 are very high quality titles that would require a little bit more effort to get moved over effectively. That might not fall under efficiency. Either way, I don't understand how Breath of Fire is not immediately thought of with highly efficient, high quality titles. 3 and 4 were great. Dragon Quarter was it was still a polished game, even though the gameplay in the story were not fun. The guy just skips over Dragon Quarter. He only talks about Breath of Fire 6. Does not mention that the game was on. I don't think. Either way, that's funny, because, skip that one too.
And it has been quite...
The thing about Breath of Fire, people, is we're just talking about bullshit. We don't know anything. Nothing's happening. Absolutely nothing is happening with this franchise, no matter how many people, it seems, talk about it. I'm a nobody YouTuber, and just putting it in the title and thumbnail, talking about it, massive more views than I normally get. Topped out at 2K in like 3 days. It's insane. It's there's so many people searching for this. It keeps getting recommended to me in my YouTube research tab because I engage with Breath of Fire content so much. It's like, this is an absolute no-brainer, and there have to be like so many layers of things happening that I don't understand to have any kind of reason as to not. Why is Breath of Fire, why can't I pay them? They do not want money for this series. They hate this series and they don't want money for it. They don't want you to be able to play it or pay them for it. They could have more money and they don't want it. Apparently sending 2 guys to make a fucking emulator on PC is too much work. Regardless of all that, how do you want to see the Breath of Fire remake, revived, reboot, whatever you want to call it, if at all? Let me know in the comments down below. And remember to have a good one, y'all.